What's up, Juventini? Never ever a dull moment around Juve. Today is no different. Bremer locks in with Juventus. The release clause gone or just increased? Contradiction everywhere. We're going to look at the details. Chiesa, more details around the situation around him and Juve come into play, and a potential swap with Inter on deck. We'll look at that. The top two winger candidates for Thiago Motta at Juventus. The latest on McKennie. The latest on Todibo. Did we see another curveball with Koopmeiners? The latest on Rugani and the latest on Arthur. All that and much, much more right now. I'm Berto. This is the AJ Sear channel, locked in on everything Juventus. It's August 5th. Let's get into the news. So Bremer extends with Juventus. This is great news, extending to 2029. Now, what does this mean for his release clause? Well, we have gotten a full-on contradiction, as some say that it is gone. The release clause is no more. Others are stating that it is simply increased. One way or another, it's a win for Juve because the release clause was ridiculous, but we need to see how much it is actually increased, all right? If it is gone, massive victory for Juventus, but I still say this is a win because it shows you he is content, he is happy at Juventus, and locking him into 2029 is still great for this current project, all right? But we wait for the details in full on that release clause. As far as Chiesa goes, today we get more to the story, and it comes from Guido Vacciago, and he states that Chiesa has been unwilling to work with Juventus since his first bridge renewal offer from Juve because it was lower than what he wanted, all right? However, Guido continues that all the salary offers that Chiesa was seeing were lower than what he wanted, and he states exactly what I have put out there, is that Chiesa doesn't believe he has anything to prove. The salaries he is getting basically are at a prove-it type salary status to see if he can get back to where he was in 2020. So all signs point to Chiesa just not realizing that he's got anything to prove. Do you think Chiesa is at a prove-it type scenario in his career or not? Let me know in the comments, all right? But the rumor mill today states that there is a potential swap on deck with Inter. Fratesi coming to Juve, Chiesa going to Inter. Number one, what do you think about it? For me, absolutely not. What does this do for Juventus? Fratesi does nothing for us. He would, with the pickups we made in the midfield and are going to make in the midfield, hopefully, fingers crossed, more on Koopmeiners coming up, but he would go so far down the depth chart, it would make absolutely no sense for Juventus. So it's either another player, a different position, or it's nothing. And on top of that, they add that Juve would have to pay 10 million euros on top for this swap. I got your answer. Here's a big fat day, all right? Absolutely not for me. We move on. But an interesting tidbit around the Chiesa news is that his agent is going to be having more meetings with Giuntoli this week, apparently to better understand the situation. What is there to better understand? I think we've laid it out quite clearly, but maybe, just maybe, is that an indication Chiesa's going to change his stance? Let's see. I think it's far from over. Let's see what happens. As far as the rumor mill goes for top two winger candidates for Thiago Motta, it is apparently Galeno and Nico Gonzalez, with Galeno being Thiago Motta's favorite choice for the role. Let's see if we can strike a deal. As far as Todibo goes, all is not lost, everybody. It's down to the nitty-gritty, the final details. Today, we get more signs of optimism and positivity that it is going to be wrapped up, and Todibo has been kept out of Nice's friendly activity, all right, and preseason games. So we are looking at Todibo coming in. For Koopmeiners, have we seen a curveball coming in? Scamacca undergoing an absolutely brutal injury. Wish him the best and the speediest recovery possible, all right? But what does this do for Atalanta and Koopmeiners? Does this make them more willing or less willing to move Koopmeiners to Juventus? I would like to hope that since Koopmeiners wants to leave and they were open to selling him, that this speeds things up for Juventus and sees Koopmeiners join Juve, and then Atalanta can act accordingly for their reinforcements, now needing some help up top, all right? But again, wild how quickly things change in the Mercato. So now all eyes on that situation yet again. And still, the rumors are consistent. Juve is going to offer up 55 million euros for Koopmeiners very, very soon. For Rugani, he is set to join Ajax on a dry loan. He had turned turned down several Saudi Arabian clubs, all right, because of family reasons. He prefers going to Ajax. Look for that one to get finalized. Arthur, Leicester and Everton are picking up the talks all of a sudden, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can find a permanent deal for Arthur. And Palermo has interest in 3 of our players, Sekulov, Hassa, and Barbieri. We tried to move all 3 of those players. Hassa is a bit of a shame. He does seem like a player we should see in top flight action in Serie A before making a call, but the contract situation is just not looking good with him and Juventus, so it looks like we might be looking to finalize a deal there. Let's see what happens, all right? But that is your news break. You guys know the drill. Like the video, all right? Subscribe to the channel, join our AGC Army, but let me know what you think about all the news you just heard, and let's mix it up, my absolute favorite part. And don't forget, Playback TV, we are now official partners with them. Link is in this video. Join our AJC Extra Room. We got a live show coming up, and they are all call-in shows. We want to see every single one of you in there mixing it up with us and joining us on stage through Playback TV. Okay, that show's coming up Tuesday night. Take care, everybody. Until the next edition, as always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.